Hello, HalfPint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video. Let's learn the true meaning of Christmas. After all this time, all these millennia, all these decades, we have finally, through the experts at the History Channel, figured out the real meaning of Christmas. So let's jump in and figure this out together.
Welcome to Ancient Aliens, the show that explores the possibility of extraterrestrial visitation in human history, with a combination of...
I don't know that you can say explores the possibility, because a lot of times they straight up sell this shit as fact. They're like, this is what this means, you know, like...
expert interviews.
How can angels have sex?
Dramatic reenactments. And fascinating historical evidence.
God coming down from the sky, actually a UFO descending.
We delve into the mysteries of the past to...
I do find that part of Ancient Aliens interesting. The idea that like many of old religious texts and visitations of gods could have just been visitations from aliens. And I mean, who the fuck knows? We'll never know. We will never know what they meant by that. Whether it was a story, an allegory drummed up to like try and like teach people, like that cargo plane cult. Yeah, like we can't know what ancient Egyptians meant by showing a god visit them like from the heavens. We will never know. But apparently we now know that means Christmas.
Uncover the truth about ancient aliens.
I don't know who this channel is, but I like it already.
Ancient Aliens gets a lot of flack, perhaps for being factually incorrect.
Probably because we have the same microphone and she's got an Umbreon back there and a Pikachu. Yeah, I mean like, oh god, Nintendo 64. And Mario, I see Mario! I see this little Mario. I dig the Polaroid cameras too. Damn, you got a cool ass space.
Or suggesting that every natural
disaster. You got the
disaster
Sleeping Squirtle one? Nice, I don't have any of those.
Was caused by aliens.
The Great Flood was created by extraterrestrials on purpose.
And no one is safe. Everything from the pyramids of Giza to some rocks in Florida were created by aliens or by using alien technology.
Utilized anti-gravity to levitate and distribute the enormous rocks used to build Coral Castle.
Okay, maybe the video's not doing it justice, but to me that didn't look that big. Those didn't look like outrageously huge to where an anti-gravity gun would be able or be needed. Also, what do you mean anti-gravity gun? What if it wasn't even an anti-gravity gun? What if it was an anti-gravity fucking forklift or some shit like that, you know? Like, why has it gotta be a gun?
Everyone from Leonardo da Vinci to Moses from religion to the founding fathers of the United States had contact with and were influenced by aliens.
You've been to a few ruins definitely human capable. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because we're so sure they were so stupid doesn't mean they were and didn't figure out how to like do stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Possible that Leonardo da Vinci may have obtained his incredible creative and scientific knowledge as the direct result of an extraterrestrial encounter.
Everyone from the Greek gods to...
What? He couldn't have just been smart? Why? Why? Why is it impossible that Leonardo da Vinci just happened to be a clever guy? What? Do they think the same thing about Elon Musk, since he's supposedly the smartest person on the planet right now? Or like fucking John McAfee or whoever, you know? Do they think all these people were also visited by aliens or are aliens? I guess kind of, you know, with the whole lizard people thing. Jesus Christ. This is wild.
Adam and Eve were alien hybrids themselves. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, no, alien hybrids. I actually know about these conspiracies pretty well. The whole idea of like the 7 or 8 races that like created multiple half species of humans and like play God on our planet and more or less, maybe don't anymore. I can't remember how they wrote that off. I see him as the son of Mom from Futurama. You see Leonardo da Vinci as the son from Mom. Yeah, no, that's fair. No, that's fair.
Alien hybrids.
Adam was created from a
no,
human-like
Musk?
race.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Do you mean this son? Don't tell me which one. His mom also looks like Mom. Please tell me you mean this one. You mean this guy's Musk? Right here? Because I 100% see that. 100% I agree with you. Oh my god. What's great is he's loosely based off of Vincent Price and the way he talks and acts. Oh my god. That's so good. Yeah, he's not an alien. He's just a fucking dweeb. Oh my god. Oh, that's so fucking funny.
That already existed on Earth.
They even suggest that when we landed on the moon, that the astronauts may have had another, more top-secret assignment to contact aliens. Ancient Aliens has been on the air from 2009 to... It's still going?
It's still going? Damn, I didn't realize that started in 2009. But real quick, I just want to say one thing crazy about the moon. So we Artemis returned or is returning soon from its 2-week trip orbiting the moon, which is the first in a series of missions to try and set up a permanent mining station on the moon. What I find interesting about that, there's been a conspiracy theory since shortly after the moon thing that when they were up there, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin supposedly saw like an alien mining station, alien mining base, bunch of equipment, and that they were noticed almost immediately by these aliens or whatever, and that they came over to them over by the lunar base, and they were like, hey, y'all gotta leave. Like, this is ours. We don't want you here. Go away. Oh, got back on my sister's birthday. Nice. So basically the aliens told them, you guys need to leave. So they just did some stuff for NASA real quick and then left. And that was supposedly why we never went back. And there was like leaked audio of Neil Armstrong actually talking about it. But nowhere, anywhere does the audio actually confirm that it's Neil Armstrong and not just some random asshole. Like, there's literally no way to prove that those words came out of his mouth or had anything to do with the lunar mission. So it's a huge nothing burger. But I'm excited to see that conspiracy theory sequel now that we're going to set up our own mining station on the moon. I'm excited to see what that group does with that information, because that pretty much punches the biggest hole in that shit ever. It like was contingent upon like, this is why we can't go back and never go back to the moon. And now all of a sudden we can and are. So,
How have they not run out of shit to talk about? They're on season 18. And so I counted.
18.
They've done over 18 episodes dedicated to God and or the Bible itself, not including when they mention it constantly in almost every episode, nor when they mention other religious texts like the ancient Indian Mahabharata or the Quran. They even have episodes dedicated to aliens and Bigfoot, aliens and dinosaurs, aliens and insects. Why not? You can tell that they started running out of ideas too, because
yeah, no shit. Aliens and insects? Well, you talking about the water bear? Like that microscopic little dude? Because it technically can survive in a vacuum, and as far as we understand, more than likely came to our planet from space. Because it can survive in a vacuum. From like a, like a meteor rock or something, but whatever. What? Earth is home to 10 quintillion insects, and all of those are little aliens. I mean, they fucking look like aliens. You ever seen a bug's face up close? They're pretty intense, man. They're pretty intense. There's also the idea life started on Mars and came to Earth. I've never heard that in my life. Life started on Mars and came to Earth. So is that like a theory that like we did what we're doing on Earth now to Mars, and like we just totally trashed that climate, and then we had some douchebag billionaire like be like, oh, you guys, I know we fucked up this planet, but hear me out. I'm gonna buy what would they probably call it? Meter, because it's Mars. I'm gonna buy Meter and destroy that social media platform, but also fund an operation to get us all to populate this planet called Earth. So we're all gonna fly to Earth, and we're just gonna live there, and we're the product of like rich people that were fortunate enough to fly over to Earth, and we're just all the descendants of the elite from Mars. Is that like the theory? More like the amount of mutations in most DNA in life is a larger amount than expected based on the time life for life on Earth. Huh. I mean, isn't it possible that we just need to adjust what we understand the speed of mutations as? Because if it seems... I mean, we may be for an asteroid, who fucking knows? But like, if by all of our observations, it appears that we mutate too fast, would it not be reasonable then to just say we mutate faster than other things? Or some things do? I don't know. I'm not that smart, but like, that's just kind of where my brain goes immediately. Like, so maybe we're wrong about the speed?
Because by season 16, they had William Shatner on an episode for some reason. And then by season 17, they were just doing top 10 lists. It premieres on History Channel under the genres of documentary and science fiction.
How can those be the same?
And stars one of my favorite TV hosts, Giorgio Tsoukalos, made famous by this meme. I'm bringing you back to 2009. And he's described on
maybe the speed does change over time, like the speed of light. That's also possible. Like like you said, there could be so many different factors. It doesn't match our current rate of evolution according to it. But yeah, like you were saying earlier, there could be so many factors. Maybe there was environmental factors or contributors earlier that cause quicker rates and accelerations of mutations. You know, like we don't fucking know. Evolution is a very, 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 very complicated process, and it happens so constantly that it's like basically immeasurable.
Channel cast website does
I feel like
a hybrid
like
between
the only real way you can measure evolution is by looking back pretty far.
Carl Sagan and Indiana Jones. And he ended up getting his own TV show on the network. Can you guess what he does in that show?
And to see if there are any real connections between extraterrestrials and the founding of America.
So that
I
one's
really
just
don't
called
like that they're comparing him to Carl Sagan. That kind of upsets me. He is not like Carl Sagan. That's an insult to Carl Sagan.
Search of Aliens, but I actually lied. He has 3 more shows. He's got Ancient Aliens, The Ultimate Evidence, Ancient Aliens, Declassified, Ancient Aliens, Giorgio Tells All.
What is the difference between these shows? Declassified and Giorgio Tells All and Ultimate Evidence all legitimately seem like the same thing to me. This guy makes bank. You should look up the Grabby Alien Hypothesis video at some point. Grabby Alien Hypothesis
Dedicated
video.
to aliens, then Tom DeLonge writing an entire song called Aliens Exist in 1999. So you might be thinking, probably not, what are this guy's qualifications? Is he a scientist, perhaps? An astronomer? Archaeologist? He graduated in sports medicine, but his love for uncovering the truth about aliens always puts a big smile on my face because he is so animated.
Even though
I watch that tomorrow.
The person doesn't have any powers at all.
Ancient Aliens also stars author David Childress, whose IMDb page describes him as the real-life Indiana Jones. Wait a minute.
That's the same. These guys just love Indiana Jones and Carl Sagan. And that's fine. Oh god, this is like that episode of It's Always Sunny where they got all horned up on Indiana Jones and they snuck into that house to steal that vase. More legit alien science, 100%. Carl Sagan's fucking amazing, and how dare they dirty his name with this bullshit. He has traveled the world several times. The Furious of Mankind's Past, Popular Lost City. This isn't even the whole thing.
I thought Giorgio was the real-life Indiana Jones. Are they both Indiana Jones? Anyway, he writes books about ancient mysteries and unexplained phenomena, and is known for his book series Lost Cities. Lastly, This guy
How can angels have sex?
is the author of a very famous book.
What? I didn't catch that was the quote the first time around. How can angels have sex? Probably same way as people. I don't know. Are there rules that say they can't have sex? I assumed there was sex in heaven. If there's not sex in heaven, I'm deeply reconsidering that being labeled as the paradise. Because if you're going to tell me there's a bunch of godless sex in hell and there isn't sex in heaven, well. How the turntables have spun. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? How can angels have sex? Very carefully. In the air because they have wings. I don't like what... There are no rules! Just standing around God chanting praises over and over for eternity. That sounds like paradise. What the hell, dude? That's wild. So some of their evidence for aliens is contingent upon religion. But not in like the way of these texts were interpreted wrong. More of like, read the Bible. Angels can't have sex. It's in there. So, clearly, aliens. That's the What about Christmas, dude?
Called Chariots of the Gods, written in 1968, which ended up actually being a very controversial book because it was one of the first to suggest that the technologies and religions of many ancient civilizations were given to them by ancient astronauts that were welcomed as gods. Well, it ended up...
To be fair, if an alien showed up on Earth with infinite capabilities past our own and infinite knowledge past our own, we'd have more or less no choice but to treat them as a god. I don't know that we'd name them a god. We might end up worshiping them while they're here for the sake of like not having the planet just bombed, if that's their attitude towards it. Yeah, it would definitely depend on the group, but like there's a decent chance that if like some super advanced civilization showed up here, humanity would have more or less no choice but to regard them as gods. Just saying. And like if they were like, write a bunch of stories about us, we'd be like, okay, yeah, please don't kill us. Like, you know, like that would be how it'd have to go down. We would like, there would be no other option.
Getting turned into a documentary of the same name in 1970. I tried to watch some, but it was
there could be so many different
boring as hell. But this documentary actually ended up
infinite possibilities in the universe, infinite possibilities and motives for aliens. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like it depends on the motives of the aliens, their perspective on us as humans. You know, do they see us as ants? Do they see us as the way we do chimpanzees? Do they see us as equals? Do they see us as superiors? Like it could go so many, almost certainly not superiors if they travel to us, but like there are so many different ways it could go and so many different reasons they could want to leverage a relationship with us. Like it's impossible to like accurately, you know, predict or say anything.
Skyrocketing the popularity of the ancient astronaut theory that Eric is hailed as one of the
so much effort to come here.
Is this sounding more familiar? This guy was the blueprint for Ancient Aliens, the show, and is one of the hosts.
Sex.
Oh, and I also don't know what you have to do to get your criminal charges highlighted on your Google info panel, but I watch this show because it is wildly entertaining. I feel like I have to preface this for someone out there by saying I don't believe everything that they say on this show, and I just find it very fun to watch. Sometimes they say something just so completely out of pocket that you have to pause doing your laundry just to go, whoa. So you could...
Yeah, no, for sure. There are tons of times where I'm watching stuff that I don't agree with at all, where I just have to pause to like soak it in for a moment and be like, that's a real thing someone said. Okay, I'm done internalizing. Let's move on. I feel like I do that a lot even when I'm just reacting to content.
Define ancient aliens as a conspiracy theory, defined as an explanation for an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy. You can't use the word in the definition. Come on. By sinister and powerful groups, aliens, often political in motivation,
aliens.
Maybe, when other explanations are more probable. And that's
aliens.
The thing. For a lot of the situations that they default the causation to be aliens, there is no other probable explanation. Well, depending on who you ask. They remain to be ancient mysteries, like how the pyramids were built, the purpose of the Nazca lines, or the famous Mayan pyramids, or even how Jesus
The
floated
Mayan periods are amazing, the way they track constellations and where you can see them throughout the year. Okay, what is this Jesus thing?
away on the 3rd day of his burial. Happy Easter, y'all. This was him getting abducted into a spaceship. So for this lovely holiday season, you can enjoy this video at any time of the year though, I want to talk about some Bible stories that we all know and love. Starting with the reason for the season, the birth of Jesus Christ himself. According to ancient aliens. Who were they? Why did they come? What did they leave behind? Where did they go? Will they return?
Is this Ancient Aliens' thing? It is! That's fucking
Ancient
great.
aliens.
Will they
Once again, this is a disclaimer.
return?
Your relationship with God is none of my business. I'm treating this show as purely entertainment, not meant to be taken seriously, and also I'm not saying whether you should or shouldn't believe these Bible stories. I just think we can all have a little laugh today.
According to the Bible, it's the story that they all taught us, whether we wanted to learn it or not. Mary was
Valid.
selected by God to have his only son, Jesus. So she was by the Holy Spirit, and in Bethlehem, Mary and Joseph stayed at some dude's stable because they
Damn.
were in town for a mandatory census, and Airbnb prices were really expensive, so they had nowhere to stay. Mary popped out Jesus.
Well, I heard the reason that there was no seats in Bethlehem is that Cher was playing in Bethlehem that night. So, you know, obviously if Cher's in the town, all the hotels are booked. So, you know, you're not just gonna be able to like get a hotel night or get a hotel the night of the Cher concert.
She threw him in the manger. I mean, she gently put him down in the manger. Some days later, 3 wise men visited baby Jesus and gave him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Well, according to ancient aliens, this is not the whole truth. According to ancient aliens,
These strangers had sex with beautiful young girls on our planet.
therefore, Mother Mary was impregnated by the Holy Spirit, right? Wrong. The Holy Spirit, the Immaculate Conception, was an alien impregnated Mother Mary.
Okay.
They believe that these extraterrestrials are some kind of gods.
And so she gave birth to the half-alien, half-human hybrid known as Jesus. And this is further supported by this painting that has a spaceship in the background pointing a beam of light at Mary,
But it's also very
What?
possible that he might have been an extraterrestrial.
who, since he was very wise,
What? 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 Oh, this is the craziest shit I've ever heard. Okay, so Jesus was alien god. Okay. And no one wrote down that. No one wrote that down. No one thought it was like, and he had weird, unearthly eyes. Like, oh my God.
was sent here to teach us things and good
About
values.
space.
So that's your new version of Christmas. You might have to adjust your nativity scenes at your local church to align with this story, but there you have it. Jesus' dad was an alien. This does imply that God was an alien. Jesus is half alien himself, of course. But weirdly,
Jesus is Sigourney Weaver from the Alien movies. I finally understand. I always knew that character was special.
enough, this isn't the first or only time that someone was mysteriously born in ancient biblical times. Which brings us to the next story I wanted to talk about. According to some deleted scenes of the Bible, also known as the Genesis Apocrypha, also known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, Noah was born of immaculate conception as well. Suddenly, his mom Batanash was pregnant,
no
and she was
idea.
like, Lamech, I swear I didn't have sex with anyone, it just happened. And Lamech went to his dad Methuselah, and he was like, I don't know. And then Methuselah went to his dad Enoch, who was in heaven. I guess he just showed up as like a force ghost, like Yoda and Anakin in
What the
episode 6.
fuck?
And Enoch was like, guys, you're fine. Lamech, your wife is telling the truth, and your son is going to have great purpose and be the father of the new world or something like that. And they were like, okay, understandable, that's fine. And so Noah was born. None of these words are in the Bible, and that's a joke that actually makes sense. So now we get to Noah's Ark. Let me tell you how Noah's Ark goes down canonically in the Bible. Once upon a time, God created Adam and Eve. The descendants of Adam and Eve became wicked, and they kind of sucked. And so God was like, I'm gonna wipe out all of humanity with a flood and just start over and start a new save file. But Noah was like super obedient to God, and God liked him. So God went to Noah and was like, Noah, I got some bad news. I'm gonna flood the earth and erase all of humanity. But don't worry, I'll give you a
grab your fam and some AMs, get on the boat, stay afloat.
Heads up and some instructions on how to save yourself and your family. So, you're gonna make a big boat, like a big boat. And I'm gonna need you to collect 2 of every animal onto your boat. So that way, when the flood is over, you guys...
Except for the dinosaurs, and this is why there aren't dinosaurs anymore. Noah could not fit the dinosaurs on the boat or ensure that they would not eat all of the other animals. And this is how the dinosaurs went extinct.
Can chill and repopulate the earth. And Noah was like, okay, understandable. Will do, boss. So Noah did just that. He built a big boat, got 2 of every animal. I'm still mad at him for bringing mosquitoes onto that boat, but it's in the past, nonetheless. So then he saved himself and his family and started anew.
Floating.
So the story of Noah's Ark is already a little far-fetched in terms of like what we think as reality today, right? Well, it gets even wilder when you insert this story into the ancient aliens machine. Here's how the story of Noah and his ark really went down, according to ancient aliens. Noah's mom impregnated by aliens. Obviously,
again,
God in this situation was actually aliens, because aliens who, by the way...
I guess my first question is, are they the same aliens that gave us Jesus or different aliens? And if they are different aliens, is it still the same religion, or is this now like a doctrine compiled of multiple sources? Explains the Force Ghost. It does explains the Force Ghost.
Created man, according to this ancient astronaut theory, were actually the ones who initiated the Great Flood.
I'm going to commit a mass unalive.
Over with man to get rid of biological imperfections. Basically, their failed genetic manipulation attempts.
Dude, my civilization's doing way better. I'm about to fucking take your ass out. Give me them resources.
At creating man.
The flood was actually a means of ridding the earth of biological imperfections.
And since Noah was pure in all his generations...
And why couldn't that have just been evolution? Like, evolution also gets rid of imperfections that it views as imperfect based off of the needs of, you know, the organism.
And was half alien, he had the best genes to pass on to the new world. So aliens instructed Noah on how to survive this flood by building a big boat to save him and his family. But instructing him to gather 2 of each animal to bring onto the boat was not realistic. I mean, the boat had to be huge. We're saying that's not realistic? Okay, so the more realistic outcome was... I'll just let them explain.
Could it be possible that Noah's Ark was once again misunderstood technology, and Noah's Ark was a DNA bank?
Yup.
Are you
so
for
Noah's
real?
Ark was a DNA bank.
What? Oh my god. Could it be possible? You know, I guess because we can't know for certain, yes, it technically could be possible. But the probability 3D print everything except the dinos. Yeah. Like, oh my god. I would actually have an easier time believing the episode of Doctor Who where it turns out the Silurians took all the dinosaurs or some of the dinosaurs off Earth planet in a lifeboat of space times, because they predicted a cataclysmic event which made most of them hide underground because they thought the planet was going to be mostly destroyed. Turns out it was just the creation of the moon. But there was a lifeboat out there that had all the dinosaurs on it, or at least descendants of them, and it eventually was taken over, you know, like had its own little side story thing. But I would actually more readily believe something like that than I would that, like, oh yeah, by the by, despite no mentions of lights or anything, this was a DNA bank. Our bad. We like said it was made out of wood. I don't know why we said that. It definitely was just like taking some blood from every animal, and then Noah like dropped it into this fucking Rick and Morty machine, and it spat out, you know, animals for us to hang out with after the world was done being flooded. Like, what the fuck?
So that's a little taste of Ancient Aliens. There is so much to cover in this show. So let's
Doesn't really change a whole lot for me, I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was gonna be groundbreaking. I was expecting this to like reinvigorate my sense of Christmas and like just get me all hyped up for the holiday. But really all it did was just make me think Ancient Aliens is become even more of a joke than it used to be. That's fucking crazy. Damn, wow. Aftermath of June's face reveal. Wow, okay, so she like covers Curve's events and stuff. She makes music? I can't believe there's 18 seasons. Okay, real quick, I need to see this girl's music. Oh, I love this aesthetic.
Late nights, late drives. His hand on my face whispers that he's mine. But I wake up to an empty pillow, and I'm working hard to keep it like that. I can't keep doing what I'm doing, it's not healthy. He's doing all the things that my ex never did for me. I'm just playing games, I know it's plastic love.
I kind of like... This reminds me of a band called Tennis. I can't place what era this makes me think of, but I like this. Yeah, like this is actually like pretty good. It's giving me like 80s-ish sort of vibes, but like it's like dream pop. I don't know. I'm pretty here for it, and the aesthetic is really good.
Street lights, the stars can see where I've turned blind. And you kiss me in the back seat, but this offer ends when I go home tonight.
Ooh.
Him and I under the stars.
In the video, like using the old camera, love that.
It was fun, but don't think too hard. I'm just playing games. I know it's
This chorus is a bop.
I'm here, I'll take the blame. I'm careless with your heart. I'm just playing games. I know it's plastic love.
Goddamn.
I'm here, I'll take the blame. I'm careless with your heart. Don't tell me that it's all over. I said I loved you, but you know I lied. You were thinking it was us forever, but I was thinking it was for the night.
Damn. This is really good.
I'm just playing games. I know it's plastic love.
I love her dancing too.
I'm here, I'll take the blame. I'm careless with your heart. I'm just playing games. I know it's plastic love. I'm here, I'll take the blame. I'm careless with your heart.
This is a really good video too. Like this is like a high quality video, and it's like very well produced. Like this is solid. Like that was like a real song. Like awesome. That was really good. Cool. Gabi Belle. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that name. For sure. Oh my god, you guys, Dead Space comes out in February. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live, like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.